Hey folks, playing Ark Survival Evolved with myself and Sorcerer Von Croy tonight. We expect Nate to show up. We're streaming at 60 FPS today. I think I've tuned it so that we won't drop frames.
Excellent.
I lowered the graphics settings a little bit and I capped the frame rate on the game. So we should be able to record, stream at 60 frames a second. We'll see. Let's see how much we have. Yeah. 3 pheromone left, so I better get a bunch of meat on my inventory and yeah. Get ready to unleash the little demon. Reaper King.
There once was a Reaper King from Aberration.
He had a fearsome bite and would starve himself.
Pretty much.
There he is. There's the little beast.
He's a little beastie, short and stout. He'll bite your nose off without a doubt.
That's for sure. Got a few minutes where I can be in here and I can make sure he's topped off on meat. He's at 7.8%. $7.9. He's moving faster now, I think. Maturing. My little chibi sitting right in front of him is like, haha, you're not gonna bite me.
Luckily for the chibi, that is true.
Yep.
Because the chibi is exempt from the
says
laws.
pink frosted
Or
sprinkle
making-
donut, Jack.
Hello, Frosty Prinks.
Pink frosted sprinkle donut.
Yes, that. Hello and welcome. So, how was your, what you call it earlier? Because I saw you doing the Exodus.
Metro Exodus was pretty good. Played through about a couple hours and then called it. And had a good time. And I was able to get a good 4K 60 FPS recording of it, so that's good.
Oh, nice. Very nice indeed.
Mm-hmm. See, I got 100 seconds left in here with the little monster.
The little stop. He's a little monster, short and stout. He'll make Eddie happy without a doubt. Eddie Munster,
Oh yes.
the father, I think. He was named Eddie or Edward or something to
I
that.
thought that was the kid. It was Eddie.
That is possible. You are probably correct. There are so many monsters.
Yep.
And so little time. Let's see. Lurch was on Addams Family, right?
Lurch, yeah. Lurch was Adam's family, I think.
Yeah, he was their butler. You right, madam? Yes, Lurch. Put the cat out. Meow.
Okay, 30 seconds. I'm getting out of here. He's full up on more than one row of meat.
That's really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I think we'll go with the regen level of the charge.
Yeah, I've dropped 0 and skipped 0 frames so far, so that's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's actually excellent, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's running nice and smooth. And the smoother, the better.
That's right. Oh, no. Okay. Go about our daily routines while the guy matures. The little monster.
And hello, pink frosty sprinkled donut.
Yes. Excuse me. When do cavemen go to the surface? To surface? I'm curious. Cavemen go to surface when cavemen want. At dark. Always at dark, though. Never during the day.
Well, that's definitely not good.
Because surface burn during day. Ugh. Rip Sorcerer. What happened, Source? Oh, did his stream die? Oh no! He's disconnected from Discord as well. Yeah, I'd say that's a rip. I think his computer might have crashed. Looks like it's just you and me then, huh? I'm sure he'll be back. Never trust cave Wi-Fi. True. Need 5G from surface. Oh. That is a rip, though. Oh, man. That's just me to entertain you all. Oh, no. Gonna play some KCD later? Is that a question, or are you making a statement? Oh, you're gonna play some KCD. Nice. They made a mod where you can build stuff in towns. Yeah, I saw something about that. A little bit. I thought it was like kind of hacky. That sounds pretty cool, though. Be fun to get into Scalet's Castle. Never been in there. I've seen somebody do a no clip into it. Yeah. Should siege the wall. Yeah. It's a lot of raptors. Best. Here we go. Down one less raptor. Two less raptors. Make your own castle next to Tallenberg? Yeah, that'd be fun. Another fewer raptor. And the last raptor down. I want the tech raptor stuff. That way you could visit Lady Stephanie whenever you want, because you're right next door. Nah, she's gonna live with me from now on. Give Divish the boot, right? I hope Vaughn's gonna be back. Maybe his internet cut out. They're in the middle of a heat wave, so the power might have gone out. Where's his body? Not in bed. Where is his body? Oh, he was right up here. Let's check on the baby Deathclaw. Reaper King.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Wondered what happened to you. You alright?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is my game suddenly crashed and it did a
Oh.
audio sound effect, and I didn't hear anyone after that. So I was like, yeah.
Restart your PC?
Yeah, restarted the PC, restarted the router, just in case something
Yeah.
came through somewhere doing something.
I've checked on your body. You're safe. You're asleep, so you'll be able to get on.
That is definitely good.
Yep. It's kind of funny. You're folded over your wings backwards.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The way you've collapsed. Your legs are folded behind you in the wings, and the wings are holding you up on your back. Oh, it looks terribly uncomfortable.
Sounds like it. Got that doing that. Now I'll bring the game up. And I don't think it would be my overclock because I haven't increased or anything like that. It's been the same that it's always been. Because I keep it in the stable range at 75 megahertz increase.
Mm.
Hello.
Hello, Nate.
Hello.
Yeah, I was actually in the call a little bit ago, Jack, and then my whole system crashed.
You
So,
too?
yep. And now I can't get into Ark, which is unfortunately weird.
Hello, disgraceful. Is that Bob Ross? Yes, it's Bob Ross on the line.
He has a happy little tree and a happy little river.
Happy little inability to connect to the game server.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Is my character awake? I was wondering.
Let me check. Last I saw, he was asleep. Yeah, you're sleeping.
Getting connection timeouts.
Huh. That is weird.
Maybe it's Erk's day for a few glitches in the matrix. Where I am, I could assume it could possibly be weather related. Line got zapped somewhere, but
Well, the weird thing is it's been clear skies all day where I am, so.
yeah, clear for you guys. And over here, severe thunderstorm as of 10 p.m. exactly.
I was afraid that maybe the power went out for Vaughn, because...
That's
Yeah.
the weird thing. The power didn't fluctuate or anything. There was no visible power glitch. So
No brownouts, nothing.
I do have an idea why I may be slower than usual, but yeah. There's multiple people in my house using
Oh.
various sources of internet.
Yeah, if you've got multiple folks in your area that live in your domicile with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pink frosted sprinkle donuts is just happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents, yes. Happy little accidents.
Yeah, so
The
it
sad
does
thing
make
is you have to do happy
make
little
sense
cleanup
why
of happy
I'm
little
having
accidents.
trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably right now is probably some of the most stress that's been on the system actually.
Mm.
Yeah. Because my some of my family has friends over, so
Oh, so everybody's
Yeah, there's
connected to the
more people on the
Wi-Fi.
guest
yeah.
section. Yeah.
When I shared my internet, I used to have the QoS prioritize my PC because I paid for the bulk of it, so I made myself the priority for the network.
I would too.
Mm.
I would too in that situation, because if I was the one paying for it, I'd be like, I get 75, you guys get 25. Okay.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
My PC is not the first to get
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, your parents are probably the ones that control your internet administration.
Yeah.
Well, there's walls missing. Or, wait a minute, there is no walls up here on the very top. What am I talking about?
Now I'm just stuck on. Oh, okay. I may be able to get in soon then. It was sitting on 0% loaded for
Mm,
like forever, and then it just instantly jumped to 100%.
that's
That sounds
odd.
like Windows Update.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the definition of Windows Update. Sits at like 0% for
For 5
download or
hours, and then
install it.
over the course of 2 seconds, it goes to 100%. Right.
Exactly. It's like just boom, and then you're like, "What? Why didn't you do that like 5 minutes ago?"
Right.
Ah,
Yep, that's computers for you. They've got minds of their. Oh, hello. Here's one of the other Avengers.
I'm
Oh,
in.
oh, oh, oh! I just saw it jump up to juvenile.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Then it should be.
okay.
It may
Now
be good now to go see it.
Baby. It still
get
shows
back.
up as baby on the scope. Nope, nope. Now it shows up as juvenile.
Okay, we've got no picture.
I just have to get up there, which I'm having trouble doing. Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
there it goes.
Alright. Okay, well, I'm gonna see if I can get in the
Not to get
cage.
attacked.
Yeah. Hello.
It's not aggroing on the wall yet.
Ah, hello. Yeah, it's fine.
Hey.
So it's 10% that we needed to wait for it.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is what it's actually gonna look like, so there you go. It's
Pretty
no
cool.
longer in facehugger stage.
Yep.
This one has a yellow tail. That's pretty cool.
Oh, a yellow glow tail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glowing eyes. Wants care in 6 hours. How's it doing on imprinting? 0%.
Oh. That's weird.
It now has the feeding trough icon.
And that's probably because it's been in the freezer and the nanny hasn't had a chance to click in, or didn't have a chance to click in.
Actually, I think I may know what the problem was. I think because it was it was classified as like the facehugger dino isn't actually like a tameable dino, because it has to go through that phase. But now that it's an actual Reaper King, it like counts or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because as you can see, it's a whole different model and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different. But yeah.
I'm not a bad model. I'm just drawn this way.
I'll give it some food. Oh, and we can probably take the rock drake out again, the baby rock drake.
Yeah.
There we go. Still can't hold much food though, which isn't great. What'd be cool? I know. What would really be cool would be to get a white one, but I know that will probably never happen. That'd be super rare.
The super
Get a
rare,
white
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Isn't like a completely albino?
I don't know. I've seen them though. That you can get them in lots of colors. We could just paint it white if we wanted to. But
I
If we
follow a
wanted
few
to, yeah.
people who do Ark on Instagram, and they have some massively unique multicolored dinos that are like insane.
hmm.
And it's like, how the hell are they finding these or getting these things to be born or something? And I'm like thinking they're doing mutations, possibly.
Mass breeding mutations.
Yeah, because some of the color schemes are like, holy cow, that is like art on legs.
Yeah, if you're gonna do mass breeding mutations, you usually do it in like sets of 100. So
And that would explain why they have so many tames, but they're always like, hey, could you name this for us? Because they got too many to name. So they have their followers name their tames for them.
yeah. Well, also because they've been breeding so much that they already have mutated ones, and they're breeding the mutated ones to get more mutated.
Yep.
That sounds legit.
See, that's funny. The Reaper. So we're gonna actually. It looks like we're gonna actually have to care for the Reaper King
Hmm. Oh, like imprint
Yeah,
it.
because Danny
to do
doesn't
the
give
imprinting.
food
Yeah,
to it after 15%
it's got the feeding
maturation.
trough, but it doesn't have the little fist bump. And the Reaper,
Hmm.
the
Yeah, it'll eat from the
rock
regular feeding
drake is
trough.
getting the fist bump every so often.
Hmm. Gotcha.
And yeah, let's take a look at the nanny too.
Well, it's a good thing that you have it's set for good imprintation
Yeah,
status.
just have to. I'll have to cryopod it when I log off every night so they can get the imprinting in.
What I need to do is I need to make myself another tech water jug.
Oh yeah, because you lost yours in the cooker.
Yeah, it just devoured it. Which I found was really weird that it just took the water bottle.
Yeah, because normally it would just take the water and it wouldn't affect the bottle. or
Then
the
again,
container.
I don't think they're expecting people who have tech canteens to still be using a little cooker.
Oh yeah, they probably would expect you to be using the industrial cooker at that point, and the
Yeah.
industrial cooker probably has different rule sets, so it won't take your.
Well, the industrial cooker needs irrigation, so you don't put water bottles in it.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's why I was like having trouble trying to get one placed because I didn't have a water connection, so it doesn't have a point that it can snap to because it has to snap to the water line
Yeah.
in my single player session.
How's the augmentations going, Jack?
What's the max for the shotgun? 700.
Yes.
Okay.
See, if you try to augment it now, the shotgun, it'll say that it doesn't allow it.
Hmm.
Further augmentation is not allowed. You are already OP.
Oh, you're doing your rifle as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably do armor first, though. Or we do.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm just saying that because the damage ones also take hide.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well. I'll go get some hide.
What I do need to do is I need to make more bullets.
Yeah, we're out of bullets almost. Actually, we are out of bullets.
Not shotgun. Look in the tech replicator.
Yeah, no, I don't mean shotgun.
Oh, but you mean the regular?
Yeah.
6. There. I added extra meat to the main food trough to make sure that the younglings get their necessary meals.
Yeah, but you also use the sniper, don't you, Jack?
Yeah, I use a sniper too, so
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to pop off a bunch of rounds all at once.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sniper rifle
it's
fires
just
much
very costly.
faster.
Sniper rifle.
That's why I like the sniper. If I had a sniper, I guess. But I don't, so.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that dinos only take like 1/4 damage from guns.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you're
they
using these guns
probably,
against players, it
yeah, they probably had to buff the guns because when they first probably put the guns in, they were probably too OP against dino.
well, no, they were always like 1/4 against dinos from the start.
Okay.
And it makes sense why, because dinos, thick skin, their bullets are meant to cause pain and instead of instant kill. Unless shot in the head, but yeah. Head or heart.
Shot in the heart, and you're to blue. You give love a bad.
You give love a bad name. Shotgun is not the smithy, it's the fabricator to repair it.
Yep. And got to make sure you have enough polymer to repair as well.
We are short on polymer.
Yeah, right now there's very little polymer left in the fridge. There's 16 polymer there. Let's see, is there any polymer? No polymer in here. So yeah, unfortunately, very short on the polymers at the moment.
We
That
still
could be
need
remedied while we get Nide.
yeah, we still need to name the Reaper.
Oh yeah, Death.
Death the Kid,
I don't know.
named after Death the Kid from Soul Eater, because Death had a kid, and well, he was Death the Kid.
I was gonna say metal, because then it'd be death metal.
Oh
Death
yeah, death metal.
That
yeah.
works. That works.
Yeah, metal
I
death.
agree with that. Metal Death, yeah. Brace Face, what's his name from Brace Face? Metal Mouth from the James Bond series. That one bad guy. He was actually kind of a big sweetheart, strangely enough, for evil bad guys. But I think he actually had a girlfriend in that series. But when it came to him taking care of James Bond, yes, he was all about business.
What's your guys' favorite James Bond?
There's so
Connery.
many cheap. Yeah, I would definitely agree. Sean Connery was definitely a good Bond.
Unfortunately, I don't know the names of the Bonds. I just
Roger
like the
Moore
the-
was alright, if I remember correctly.
I just like the one with the volcano. It's my favorite one.
Oh, yeah.
That one was good.
Goldfinger was good.
Ooh, yeah, that one was good.
Goldfinger, Moonraker.
I didn't like Moonraker as much.
It was different for its style and its timing for them being up on the moon and stuff like that for a portion of
Yeah,
that film.
did seem a little bit silly to me though.
Yeah, because why
More
would
so than otherwise.
spies and stuff like that be worrying about bases and going to and from the moon and stuff like that, you know? Because after all, you're just a spy doing espionage between countries and things like that. You're not going to go all the way to the moon to get that info because you're going to be further from the Earth. You're not going to see it as well. You're going to have some pretty damn good telescopes on the moon to be able to see stuff. Make more sense if they did like an orbital a special a special orbiting platform
orbital
that they
platform.
could
Yeah.
go to and from in orbit, but not go so far as going all the way to the moon.
It was the
'Cause,
60s, though.
Yeah, true. It was the 60s and the height of the Cold War, so they
And, you know,
wanted to add in that Cold War
space race.
Yep, the space race, and who would get to the moon first and could utilize its quote-unquote potential for being a spy network.
Mhm.
But the reality of it is pretty much the distance just makes it way too far and the expense way too high for doing common spy type stuff from there.
Who could get all the cheese?
Yeah, who can get all the cheese first? Who can claim all
Russia
the
or
cheese?
the USA?
Yeah.
Well, apparently USA got it first. Answer is France. Okay.
Yeah, France snuck in with their fromage cheese. It's a pastry.
Well, I got a bunch more hide.
Nice, nice.
That is pretty well done.
What else do we need?
6,500, 6,600 almost.
Yeah, we need flint actually.
Flint?
Now that I think about it. Yeah, because flint and stone. Actually, we need
I
a lot
put
of
a little bit of
stone.
flint in one of the places somewhere. I think I put it in the flint folder. It's not a lot, but
We'll need
probably
flint and stone so we can make spark powder, and then we turn that to gunpowder,
Yep.
and then that into bullets.
Into bullets into dead things.
Yep.
And then I'm currently making gunpowder, so that's been covered. And then, yeah, then we should be good.
Oh, these dinosaurs are so cute. Yes, they are. Dung beetle stuck next to that.
I may go
okay.
do that.
Flint.
I may go get some flint and stone, because you need both to make spark powder.
Okay.
There, unstick thyself. Darn earthquake preventing me from being able to pick up poop. Poop eater. Yep, that piece of poop is too big for that. 28.9, 29. One more piece of poo should do. There it is, too. Okay, dung beetle's good. That's such a small amount. Gotta go get
What's your
berries.
Truth? What's your favorite? What's your favorite book you've read? That's hard to say. There's quite a few. I think, as far as fantasy goes, Tolkien's Lord of the Rings series. As far as
Ooh.
sci-fi, it's a split between
The medieval
Hitchhiker's
universe as
Guide to
well
the
as the modern.
Galaxy and
That
and
is a good one.
what's the name of that one? Dune, the Dune series.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
I haven't actually read the Dune series. Heard it.
Gets
I've
very
heard it's really good
political.
though.
It gets very political.
I may
That's
look.
one of those stories that came from the time period of the Cold War.
Oh, you think you have Dune? Dune's a good book. It's a good story. I did get disappointed in some of the later books. The author forgot how his own devices work, so the still
Well, that's a
suit.
bit.
He made one error in the whole series, and it disappointed me. So, but it was a good series overall.
That definitely sucks when an author makes an accidental error.
Yeah, so maybe the editor screwed it up.
It is possible, very possible. Maybe translation from notes kind of messed things up or something. Because sometimes they do that where they've like, okay, we have to finish whatever they were trying to do here, and there'll be like side notes, and they just took from the side notes and didn't read the context correctly, so they inappropriately changed a particular mechanic or something. Caused things to be out of whack. Oh, wow, beauty. This little creature here, only a level 8 bulldog, but wow. Art that walks.
Could enter it into a dot competition.
You probably. I actually used to be a fan of watching those kind of competitions, the dog breeder cup and things like that, and the horse competitions, and because it was always when I was younger, it was always pretty interesting to see, and some of the creatures were just so freaking gorgeous that it would be like, how in the world are there just common nags? The standard workhorses that just don't look like that, and you look at the other and you're like, holy crap, that thing's gorgeous. Not to be offensive with the terminology, some folks might not like the term nag. But I know in farming communities that it pretty much just means like a common average horse or whatnot. Just your average run-of-the-mill, looks common, is common, doesn't do anything special, and then secretly, while no one's looking out in the field, they're jumping over fences and barrels and doing all sorts of stunts, and then you go out there and they're like, oh, hi, I'm normal now, I'm not going to do anything. Kind of like how Toy Story asked the questions of, what do your toys do when you're not in them? Well, they get up, they walk around, they talk, they have their own little society, they try to save the universe. At least that's what Toy Story, or how Toy Story explains what your toys are doing when you're not looking. There is a tech stegosaurus over here if anyone needs tech materials.
I grabbed a tech raptor and killed it earlier. Why am I overloaded? Oh, because I'm carrying 200 and some metal. Got it out.
Okay, berry eaters will now be happy. Get that frog out of their throat.
Excuse me.
That's what that sounded like you were attempting to do, was get a frog out of the throat.
Yes. And I was at the same time just being silly.
Been there, done that.
Exaggerating it a bit.
Yeah. It's always fun to exaggerate things sometimes for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what'd the doctor say? Oh, wow, I have 5 minutes to live. Just, what?
He said that 5 minutes.
Yeah, you said that 5 minutes ago. Oh, hey, and this is rare. Exceedingly, extremely rare. There is a Parasaur, a tech Parasaur, on our island.
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh,
And he just pooped. He's actually kind of beautiful. I think I'll just leave him down here.
well, look at that.
Yep.
He's green.
Yeah, he's green and silver.
I'm gonna tame him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oh, come on. You mean... Oh.
What happened?
I'm 1 centimeter too far away from my my Ravager to get back on him. I can't move without him.
Oh, here, Jack. I'll come over. I'll help you out.
I got it. I'll just pull up.
Oh, okay. Just gonna teleport him.
Yeah. Somehow he got close enough that I could move now. Get
That's
on him.
definitely good.
Weird.
Oh, the delay is so weird because I'm watching your stream.
Oh.
I'm hearing you talk. I'm hearing you talk through Discord, and then I have your stream open. So it's like it's like a 3-4 second delay.
Yeah, it's as small as I can make it. I got
Yeah.
low latency on everything, but
Yeah, there will always be a certain amount of delay, unfortunately.
It's kind of funny.
It's like, even if you live in the same city or whatnot, you'll still end up with that slight delay.
Yep.
Or if you're even in the same house and you're watching his stream, you'll still get that delay where you'll like hear him talk a few minutes earlier in the other room, and then suddenly he's talking on screen. Like, well, he's silent right now, so it's like, what? Yep, it's the delay.
Yep. I noticed we don't use the metal folder anymore. We just put it straight into the...
Pretty much. The metal folder, I guess, is just there.
Just
at
there
this
to be
moment.
there, yeah.
If necessary, in order to make a slot, since the folder itself does take up a
Okay.
slot, you can remove the folder if need
Could
be.
Yeah.
somebody maybe get my buddy? Cause it's in the water.
Where's your buddy?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's in the water by the zip line from the island to the land. And it just kicked me out of the server, so...
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm looking for you.
Same. Is he on the other side over there?
He's not on this one. Not on this side.
Yeah, I'm somewhere on that zip line. I just jumped into the water.
Okay, so you're on the right one, I think, Jack, from what he's saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So somewhere over here.
I should be to your, like, right. The right of the zip line. When you're walking, yeah.
I don't see your body. That I can't understand it.
Trying to look.
Let's
There's
see if I can
pearls
get
off
in
to the
here.
left here. Since I happen to be down here.
You sure this is the right zip line?
Yeah. Thought I was more to like the right of it, I thought a little bit. I thought I saw it there for a second. It's like right under this plane. In the water. Thought I saw it.
Okay, that's Jack.
Oh, I'm logging in now, so maybe you could come in. Maybe I'm not dead.
Oh, I see you. You're not in the water.
Oh, I'm not?
No, you're next to the base.
Oh.
You're on the island.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
something up over
How did I
there
get here?
I don't know.
next to one of the rope
It
ladders.
must have lagged back, because at least for me on my screen, it looked like I like dove into the water like this, and then I logged out.
Yep, that was you. You were over here the whole time. No wonder we couldn't find you. You were behind us.
Yep.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Okay, here's the Parasaur.
And
Where we
zero
need to
left.
tame it. Okay. Stem or whatnot berries. Or other berries.
Yeah, I
I'll
just got the
grab it.
berries for it.
Oh, okay.
So.
Then I don't need to worry about collecting berry then. So I was going to grab some from the feed trough to bring down to it.
There we go. It's alive. Now what should we call it?
Useless? No.
Useless. Poor thing.
Pack mule?
Pac-Man. That's actually
Nah.
a good name for parasaurs because that's what I used my parasaurs for. Was pretty much just being carriers of resources. So yeah, pack mules or gopher. Gopher. That's
Gopher.
name it Gopher.
No, I named it Forest because it's
Forest?
forest green.
Oh,
Okay,
that works.
too. My mother had an SUV that was forest green, or no, it was hunter green.
The house I grew up in was forest green
Oh, wow.
until they painted it blue.
Suddenly painted it blue.
Yep.
Our
Like
first
when you
base
come
was
home from
forest
school
green.
and the parents have the house painted blue, and you're like, "Is this our house?" Yes, this is our house.
Yeah. Our first base was forest green as well.
Yep.
Must be a
Oh, I know
common
what I was
color
gonna
out there
do.
on that side of the country.
Yeah, it is very green over here.
You're probably trying to just have your house blend in so people will be like, "Oh, we live in a neighborhood that only has trees. Trees. I think that's a house. Trees. Trees."
Where'd all the wood go?
But it is beautiful country out there. If there was any reason why I would ever move out to that side of the country, it would be because the area has a certain beauty to it. Because I've seen pictures of some very beautiful scenes.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Seattle gets in the way, so.
Yeah, it's kind of true. Yeah, Seattle's not the greatest of places.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the Seattle-Tacoma area is a pretty violent area. You have to be careful.
And it has really bad homeless is the main thing.
Yeah.
Well, just about everywhere in the country, unfortunately, has that problem. Because where I live here,
they're encouraging The immigration by the homeless, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, and Seattle's main problem was, in my opinion, they were dumb for doing this. Basically, they thought the key to having more money for the city was just to raise the prices of everything for all the buildings.
Yeah.
And then
That
everybody moved out. So now
increases
there's a bunch
other
of vacant buildings there. So,
Yeah, that
Trees,
doesn't help.
more
That just
trees, a house that
adds.
looks like a tree, more trees. It says pink frosted sprinkle donut.
That actually increases possible homelessness because if you can no longer afford to even just rent a standard apartment, then yeah. And if everything's increased in price, that would be one thing that would go up too.
Housing, yep.
Yep, housing and the cost of rent or your monthly mortgage would be double to triple and stuff like that, and it just increase the homelessness. So it
Yep.
just adds to the problem if you increase the price of everything. It's never good to do that route. It'll only work, in my opinion, for a short time, and the trickle-down economics doesn't work like the Reagan-Bush era said it would. It works a little bit, but it works in such a it's like a very slow tap. It doesn't do as they claimed it would, where it'd be a faster improvement for everybody because if the wealthy have the money and they trickle it down, blah blah blah. But by the time it gets to the little guy, everything's too expensive, so they're giving it right back to the rich guy, and they still can't afford anything.
are you just admiring your Reaper, Jack?
Yep. Need to
And that
name
is a
it.
nice looking Reaper too. I should look at the new
Options, change name. Now it let me name it.
Moose and Squirrel.
Can name it Lucifer.
I
Lucifer.
could.
That's a good name.
I went with death metal though. I like that one.
Okay, and here's the Rock Drake, and the Rock Drake is also awesome too. And the Reaper. Let's go visit the Reaper because it's safe to visit the Reaper now.
Very spiky.
Yeah, very spiky. It'd probably be pokey the ride.
Yeah, that would be. And you ride it
Especially
bareback.
there's no saddle for him. So
Yeah.
you ride
Yeah,
bareback.
yeah, that's scary riding something like that bareback.
You're gonna be riding right around right below the shoulders, right
Yeah,
there.
so right behind the main, like right.
You can actually see probably the groove where you'd be riding in. There's a
Yeah.
little more space in between those two spikes.
Either way, it looks like Pain City if you don't ride it the right way. But it's also smaller than it will be because it will be much bigger
Yep.
Yes.
when it's fully grown, and the space will probably be larger. Death metal.
Don't let it out. I've enabled wandering.
Oh, definitely don't let it out. We don't want it like walking around and getting hurt while it's young.
Does that hurt it? Oh, okay. I was wondering if it would hurt it or not. The charge light. And it does give it its charged effect. When a dino like this is charged, it actually makes it take more damage. So
Yeah.
Oh,
it'll be interesting if our light pits do that. Do they? Let's see. Oh, I don't have my light pit on me. None of us do.
and I don't have my light pet on either, or either of the ones
Yeah.
that I have out right now.
Here, I'll go grab one. See if that actually works like that. Because that would be interesting if
But I
our
did
own light
notice
pits
it
were
made
pit.
the
Come on,
Reaper.
follow me, Reaper.
And made the Reaper move from where you were. I know it's on Wander, but the instant you pointed the light at it, it's like I'm getting away from that. Like kryptonite, I gotta get away.
Yeah, light makes it take way more damage. Like you saw when we were attacking the Reaper, we did like 25 damage without the light, and then we did like 150 with the light.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I was doing like 195, I think, with mine.
Oh, it does. It does
Yeah,
affect it if we have our light puts on.
Mm-hmm.
And it like
Okay,
tries to get away
so
from the light too.
yeah, when we are with them, I guess we don't have light pits or we
Yeah.
don't turn them on.
Probably wouldn't need to have light pet if you're on a Reaper.
Yeah, I don't know if the little guys will hurt you if you're on a Reaper, right? I feel like they still would, right?
I've turned
Still
off
hurt you.
wandering because he keeps wandering into the cliff and getting stuck in the corner. So
Oh, getting stuck in the crevice over there. Yeah.
yeah.
Or I think that might have just been because of my light, maybe.
No, he did it again after.
Oh,
So.
okay.
My chibi came running at me. That was cute.
Meow.
Flew past me like freaking light speed.
Hmm. I'm gonna leave you folks watching the Reaper, looking at the Reaper while I go grab another drink. Oh, we'll be right back.
Burning out your poop. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
Legit. Oh, 29, 320. Oh, hey, arrows. Those are mine. Wow, arrows weigh that much? Yeah, I guess they do.
I bet you know what I bet is if we went to try and get somebody else impregnated again, that I'd get impregnated again.
There are always the odds of that, unless of
Yeah.
course you choose to stay behind. But then we would also need your attack and defense power to help assist.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we didn't know if and when and how anyone was going to be the one that got grabbed, and you just happened to be in front of it at the time.
Yep.
Nate
It's
was
luck of
off
the
to the
draw.
one side. I was off behind it because I was going after the nameless to keep them off of it, so it wouldn't cause extra damage to it if they decided to actually try and hit the Reaper Queen, or you, for that fact.
Yeah, that is what killed Jack, was Nameless got him.
Yep, that's what I figured, because they were all right there in that area, and there was at least one or two that was on the other side of the Reaper Queen that I couldn't get to because I was taking care of the one on the other side.
Yeah, well, the dangerous thing is the Reaper Queen, once she grabs you and impregnates you, you get put at 1 health. No matter what.
Yeah.
That's the
So no matter
problem
what
there.
armor you have, you get instantly put down to 1 health.
Yep. So if anything even looks in your general direction, you're gonna die, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the good thing is the Reaper Queen doesn't stay, she burrows down once she impregnates you. So
Yeah, she tries to get out of the area and go heal herself, kind of thing.
Skedaddle.
Yep, she skedaddles from the battle. Which that's what I would do if I was in that sort of situation. I'd be like, okay, I've done my business. I'm getting the hell out of here.
it does actually make some logical sense that you have to damage her so much, because she's not going to want to put her offspring in a weak person.
Right. A weak.
That does seem extremely logical. It's almost like a test to see, You've got to have the strength to be able to work with my kid, sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, except you're not supposed to tame the kid. The kid's supposed to eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
supposed to be strong enough that you can survive long
Being
enough
eaten by
for
the
the
kid.
baby to be mature and stuff.
And
Yeah.
that too, yes.
Especially in this environment.
A test of wills. Stone in the stove.
Well, it's a
Plenty.
testament that just to my pure strength and fortitude that I was chosen.
Well, you are our leader, so it does make sense that our leader gets to be the chosen. Does it not? I
Yes,
think it makes a lot of
it's
sense.
the mark of my my positions, my
I think Nate's voicing his
position.
opinion about our drawings.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I think mine's pretty good. Got the
Yeah,
chest
actually, it
bursting
is.
out thing.
Yeah.
And a happy little tree. Another stream, another Jack gets pregnant. Yep.
Vaughn, what is
Another-
yours saying? Like burpee?
Burp.
Yep, mine says burp with exclamation point. It probably looks like a Y because of the arm line that goes behind the chat bubble or the thought bubble.
Hmm.
And it's not a complete proper bubble because it's like broken up there at the top. It didn't interconnect. But then it was one of my very first. Well, actually, I think it is one of my first
There you
digital
go. I
drawing.
fixed it. Ta-da.
Oh, okay, cool. That works. Yeah. Now it's a complete thought.
I just
You
Just
finished
added-
the circle.
interconnected the line so that it properly with a thought bubble.
Jack,
Oh no!
is that
Okay.
is
I
that
thought you
blood coming
deleted.
out of you?
That's
or is it
something
the-
bursting out of my chest.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the face hugger jumping out. Hello, my darling. Hello, my something ragtime gal, and blah blah blah. On Spaceballs, when the alien
yes.
jumps out of the body, it does that singing thing,
Mm-hmm.
then goes
Like
down
the frog
the,
from Looney Tunes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly like the frog from Looney Tunes. I think that's exactly what they were
Going for, yeah.
going for, was the comedy of the Looney Tunes intermixed with the comedy of Aliens. Not that Alien is really funny, because Alien's supposed to be a scary horror film.
Yeah.
Sci-fi scary horror.
I never liked Alien, but I liked Aliens.
Yeah,
Aliens
that's
is a good
understandable.
movie. It's almost a better movie than the first one.
Yeah, the first one, since it was the first one, was okay, but it was also because the technology of the time
Yep.
didn't allow them to actually do as well as they can now with sci-fi. Now, if they did Aliens now, oh my freaking god, it would be like insane with its level of detail and quality.
There we go, Jack.
I kind of like the practical effects.
Yeah, the practical effects sometimes are the best effects because it's literal art in designing the idea of exactly what you're going to do in order to create the effect that you want.
Oh, you fixed my hair.
And it
Yeah.
can be
Okay.
something as simple as like the beaming process on Star Trek, for example. The
Mhm.
original Star Trek, they were like, well, how do we come up with the effect for this? And well, someone just took some silver glitter, put it in a glass, stirred it up, and filmed it. And there you got the graphics effect for the beaming process.
Oh, wow.
A simple glass of water
With
with
some silver sparkles in it.
exactly, super simple, but it became the pretty much hallmark of the beaming process of Star Trek.
Yep.
Even with the current additions or changes that they've slightly done over time, you still have a little bit of that sparkly effect going on, just because it's
You're
where it
gonna paint my juvenile He's
Do you
not
want- do you
even.
want
He's
some
not.
blood on-
He's not old enough to get a tattoo.
He's not old enough to get a manicure.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna put some like blood on the teeth.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
blood on the teeth. Now that's a cool idea.
I don't know if I can paint him because he's.
Can you paint the
juvenile.
teeth?
Oh,
That's
yeah, I
it.
can.
You can paint the teeth.
Yeah, I can paint the teeth.
I gotta see this. Now the
Nah.
thing is, because it's a graphics effect. When you cryopod your tame, the
It goes away.
the effect will go away of the paint job,
Okay.
unfortunately, because it only marks the DNA. It does not mark the additions to it.
Mhm.
The ribonucleic acid processes of the body is this and that and the other thing, and then you've got Chernobyl involved. Yep. Huge ass motherfucking spiders.
There we go. And I have some blood on the teeth.
Nice. He's almost to 15%.
No?
I like.
How's
I
the
kind of
15
like the blood on the
process?
teeth.
Has
It's
it
not
gotten
bad.
any imprinting? Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. We're gonna have to manually imprint them. I'm gonna have to manually imprint them. So I'm gonna have to cryo him when I go to bed.
Different,
yeah,
different type
log
tame.
off, that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Level 86. Definitely not bad.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to sit here all night.
Well, that's definitely true because that's like 5 hours away.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think anyone, even I, would not be, unless of course I somehow managed to, but then I wouldn't want to steal or usurp your imprinting. So I wouldn't do it myself.
Well, you
I would
can't.
put it in the cryopod. Well, even if it allowed it, because you
Yeah.
can allow others too, depending on your server. If you
Yeah,
a
I could.
certain
Oh, yeah, I remember. I could.
allow it.
Yeah.
But even if you did that, I still wouldn't usurp your authority on that. I would put it in the cryopod and wait for you to be able to do it because it's
Oh.
your tame after all. So
Okay. Are you playing Leap? The Reaper cometh.
Leap the Reaper cometh.
Hitbox is kind of big.
The precursor to the Reaper.
I might
And if
log
not
out super
for
early.
getting the Reaper, we wouldn't have this particular.
You gonna log off, Nate, or something?
Yeah, I think I might log off super early tonight.
That's fine.
No.
No worries,
You will be
man.
missed, but it's understandable.
Alright, well, it was fun checking in with you guys here.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Hope to see you guys next time.
You have a good night.
Night, Nate. Pink frosted sprinkle donut says good night, Bob.
Good night, Mr. Ross.
Yep. Ah,
He definitely does have a certain knack to the talent, because it does take a certain steady hand to be able to do digital art.
mm-hmm.
It's much more difficult than doing normal art, to say the least. It's already difficult to do art to begin with, but being able to do the digital version, if you can pull it off, you've definitely got talent. Because I think even Bob Ross himself attempted a few digital art pieces on a few of his shows, which I think is one of the main reasons why he personally prefers the actual paintbrush and stencil and stuff like that.
Right.
Because he actually tried and experimented with the other himself and was like, you know what, I prefer the normal stuff. And I wouldn't blame him either.
Well, I just finished making the charcoal he was burning.
Oh, he
I'm
was
not.
working on charcoal for
Yeah,
the
I'm finished turning
ammo
it into
production.
gunpowder. Yeah. For him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's more like these 3 paintings are like the 2 normal children and a prodigy.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how that would be. It's like us two normal folks and the prodigy in the class that
Or 2
was too
kindergartners and an 8th grader. Something like
two
that.
kindergartners and an eighth grader. that works too.
Yep.
He's a senior in this here school. Senior is. Okay, let's see. We've got 36 split off a little of that. 4. Okay. Then we'll put these arrows over here. Ammo. Arrows. See, we got a teeny bit of hide. I'll put that over here where it's typically used.
Come on over onto dry land, Krabby.
I was getting some polymer.
Yep. $1,000 polymer from one crab.
Nice.
Yeah. Cementing paste. There's always something.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with crafting. There's always something else that's going to suddenly be limited, and it's like, oof. Yeah, I had to do this, that, and the other thing, and now I have to do that too. Yeah, that's the unfortunateness of it. Oh, there's definitely a good amount of spark powder in this one thing. That Nate probably did all that for his ammo production process. And all of our saddles for our dinos is all ready and prepared. Well, that's definitely awesome. I know a while back, I was actually going to move out to Washington
Oh yeah.
because my significant other at the time lived there. So
Oh yes.
I was prepping and planning for moving out there. I would still move there for differing reasons because back in the day, there's a TV series known as Cheers,
Oh.
and one of the main stars that played on there, the character name was
Fraser.
Dr. Fraser Crane.
Yep.
He was from Seattle, and when Cheers came to an end, they kind of did an offshoot thing of the Fraser Crane
Yep.
show, and he did his radio show from a radio station located in Seattle because he was like, you know what, I'm getting the hell out of New York City, I'm going home, and he went back to Seattle. So that would be one of the reasons why I would also want to go out there and live out there, would be to go and visit and interact in some of those places that he interacted in reality, even if it was only just a character. But who knows, maybe the actual actor was from there too. Who knows? I wouldn't know. I would have to actually research that deeper. But
Right.
was actually a pretty good series, and it segued nicely into his radio show and stuff like that. I tried rewatching the a few VHS tapes that I have of Cheers, which is a comedy, of course, a sitcom.
Mm.
Supposed to make you laugh. It was making me cry.
Oh.
The memories, the good memories, were
From the
just
show, yeah.
yeah. There's just too much emotion. Yeah, the happy turned into a happy, sad, sad, happy.
Okay.
So I couldn't continue watching the series again. Although I would still probably, if it was syndicated and whatnot. And I could just like watch a quick episode like on Netflix, but Netflix and Amazon don't have it, and I don't know if Hulu or anyone else does either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it is an older.
It's probably
TV
CBS. It was a CBS show, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Probably CBS
NBC,
All
ABC,
Access.
CBS, so. Oh yeah, yeah. That is very possible. They also own the rights to Star Trek too. So.
Yep.
Because I remember back in the day, they also owned the rights to Battlestar Galactica, and they gave up Battlestar Galactica to take up Star Trek. And I tried beseeching the CBS network to keep Battlestar Galactica back in the day.
Oh, did you?
We made an artistic creation on cassette of me verbally requesting that they keep the Battlestar Galactica series, but they didn't. They liked my work though.
Oh, did they?
They sent me a very nicely worded letter back, and they were like, "We like the work that you did with your attempt to have an appeal to have us keep the Battlestar Galactica series. However, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, all that, red tape stuff."
Wasn't getting the ratings they wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't getting the ratings anymore that it used to get, so they went with the new thing that they knew definitely was going to have more ratings, and Star Trek, of course, has definitely had more higher ratings than Battlestar Galactica did. Until, of
Yeah, I heard
course,
there
the
was
sci-fi.
I don't know if it's urban myth or reality, but I heard there was a suicide connected to the cancellation of Battlestar Galactica back in the 70s, 80s.
Oh wow, there are possibilities to it because there was a cult following
Yeah.
to Battlestar Galactica that went as far as to actually claim that the religion that Boltar supposedly created, that quote unquote, there was a real sect in reality
Oh.
of that, stuff like that. So I think that's what it was interconnected with it. And then, yeah, so I think that's also one of the reasons why the series was fully given the kibosh way back in the day, because they were like, okay, it's getting a little too nutty.
Yeah.
Because Boltar was just pretty much a politician, but somehow he ended up becoming this like spiritual leader. Somehow.
Oh, Boltar. I thought you were talking about the bad guy, the one that the traitor.
That's exactly what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I thought
He
okay,
is the traitor,
and
the
then
betrayer who betrayed the human
right, okay.
race to the Cylon Empire, the Cylon Imperium.
We have
As he put it,
Dodo's up here on the tamed Listosaur.
oh, they're a Listersaur and whatnot?
Yeah, I think Nate just tamed some dodos and a Listosaur on the bridge
Oh, okay.
for kicks.
That's cool. I didn't even know he did, but now we know.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, the other day he actually tamed fish with one of the fish catching
Oh,
things.
that was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know someone tamed one, but it's no longer around anymore.
Yeah, probably died of starvation or something.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it anywhere. And it was in this school of fish over to the right. If you're looking at the ladders, or you're at the ladders, and you're looking down, the school of fish off to the right is where it was. And I always farm the group of fish over here to the left. Over here in this school is where I do my farming for fish when I need to get fish for our otters. I farm the group that's to the left. If you're like on the elevator and you look straight down and you've got the zip line that goes right over them, that group is where I usually farm my fish from. So I'm not responsible for the deceasing of whatever said fish, but I never saw a listing of a tamed fish that died that I know of. So
yeah,
probably alive somewhere. Probably swam off someplace. Andor was despawned, and if it despawns away from us and we're not near it, it would not register sometimes. Like, let's see. Aberration Dire Bear destroyed a zipline the other day. And of course, you were killed the other day.
Yep.
The Aberrant Parasaur level 17. Well, many days before destroyed a zipline anchor. And a very long amount of time before any deaths. Oh yeah, here's where we had some yep, that's that triplet group that died of the aberrant babies that all died in succession. Because I didn't even know they were up there, and then suddenly I saw the first one, and I'm like, oh shit, and I ran up, and I got up top, it was like listed the other two, and I was like, fuck. After that, I was like fastidious at making sure that no other babies died on my watch. I was like, 3 more died on my watch. I'm not having that. Oh, yeah, that's back when we were down there when the Rock Drake, level 85 Rock Drake got killed. And then you were killed, and of course the unfortunate Bulldog got killed. A random Bulldog, 81. By Rock Drake. Parasaur Ethereums. There's 2 attacks on our ziplines. Throughout history. And then, of course, our very first, which is still probably on here, possible. Aberration, Spino, Jack. Zipline anchors. Our very first day of mass deaths, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, is no longer listed because it's so far back in history,
Right.
the tribal history book. But yeah, that was a hair-raising day. Log in to start Aberration is dead. Move 2 feet, dead. Move 3 feet, dead. Just make it all the way out here, dead. But somehow, after a certain point, we managed to get a foothold, and
Everything came together after that.
yep, and everything's been pretty decent. Occasional death here and there, but nowhere near as bad as that first day.
First day was brutal.
Yeah. Just trying to get
Nate was face palming the whole time as we were getting ourselves killed. I'm sure.
Yeah, because he automatically thought, okay, we'll be safe if we go to this particular area, and we'll be able to, get ourselves to a spot and get situated. And unfortunately, just trying to get out of that portal room for you and I was like a challenge and a half. Just because of whatever fate that was going on with that that
Stupid,
room. And if it wasn't raptors, it was those
basilisks
that were coming out after us. And the raptors, of course, when you first come in and you're just like naked, or you manage to actually make some cloth gear, it's not going to protect you from a freaking raptor that's got you.
Yep.
Because they get a certain amount of time that they can legally hold you in a pin, and then you're able to move again. But even then, you might possibly have a hatchet or a pickaxe. But the odds of even having that, so you're kind of like trying to punch a freaking raptor. It's not going to die from being punched. Especially not when you're fresh out of the digital womb, so to speak. Your character just being spawned in. But we've definitely made it, and it's definitely been fun.
Yeah, it has. It was a overall good experience.
Yes,
boring days, but and chaotic days, but overall good.
And every video game will have those particular chaotic days. Just because I think they designed the games to be like that, so that there's a certain level of difficulty, so that it keeps you playing. Okay, producing charcoal from what I can tell, because there's wood being burned in there, so I'll let that continue processing. And doesn't look like there's stuff being done here, but there's stuff that's ready for whenever it's doing its thing. And we barely had to do the traditional haircuts that we had to do all the time.
Yeah, because we've got lots of animals with pelt.
Yeah, literally. The pelt is so much easier to get here.
Mm-hmm.
All the other maps, it was like if we got pelt, we got like 5 pieces of pelt. Here, you kill something, you get 100 freaking pieces of pelt. And
Yeah, and you can't even stand.
Yeah, you can't even move with 100 pieces of pelt that, like, literally you're overweight at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And if I did ever move to Washington State, I'd probably try to pick a county or whatnot that was decent, that had better cost of living than in the Seattle-Tacoma area.
Yeah, Seattle, Tacoma. You wouldn't want to live in Seattle, Tacoma.
I already know I wouldn't want to, because my conversations with my significant other let me know, because they live in that general area and they've lived in that general area for their entire life, and they know it's pretty violent. So yeah, I would stay away from there, unfortunately. Even
Probably
though I
want a
would want
small
to go
town.
there to visit, because Fraser Crane's show pretty much happened from there. So.
Yeah. How you doing, death metal?
But I'd probably do like I am here in Ohio, where I'm just living in a small town that's kind of like being helped and supported by several other bigger towns nearby, so that the town actually manages to have a decent cost of living. Because like where I live, I am like smack dab in the middle of a perfect triad, because you got Erie, Pennsylvania, Cleveland, and then down south you've got Youngstown, Ohio, and I'm like right there smack dab in the middle of a perfect triangle. It's the same distance of whatever to go to either one of those 3 cities. And all 3 of those cities are doing stuff to help my little town here that I live
that's
in.
cool.
So the cost of living here is actually managed to maintain for a long time, up until, of course, this particular year, which this year has been insane with inflation. And I'm talking insane. It used to be you get 2 bags of potato chips or Doritos for like $4. Now it's $8. It's literally doubled in 1 year, from $4 for 2 bags to $8 for 2 bags.
Oh wow!
Whoa! It's like, hold your horses, folks. The bandwagon for nuttiness is getting out of hand here. When something as simple as a bag of potato chips costs you like a pack of cigarettes, it's like, what would you rather have, a pack of cigarettes or a bag of potato chips?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the potato chips, but I used to smoke and I quit smoking, and I'm glad I managed to actually do that, because it's one of the hardest things for anyone to actually accomplish, is to manage to quit tobacco smoking. And of course, the big fad that was happening right around the time when I quit, or was starting to happen around the time that I quit, was the vaping. And I even managed to stay away from that, luckily, because that even started slightly earlier, in like 2011, 2012, when vaping really first started, and it really kicked in by 2016. And it was actually classified as an alternative to smoking, where you could actually try to quit smoking by vaping. And some folks just vaped for their entire life, and some folks smoked for their entire life. And I smoked.
Anybody who's never smoked and is vaping is an idiot, in my opinion. not that they're like not smart. It's just in general. It's just when it comes to that
Yeah,
behavior, it's like that's the dumbest thing. Become addicted to a substance for no good reason.
yeah, especially through the modern alternative
Yeah.
format for it. But there are folks out there that probably are or have been just vapors since they
Yep, there
started.
are. But the thing
But
about vaping is you can get nicotine-free vape.
yeah, you can just get specially flavored stuff that you can inhale, which is, I'd be
But
like,
that
why do
doesn't
you
have
want?
nicotine in it, and then
Yeah.
then there's no addiction. So what I mean is if you become addicted to nicotine through vaping and you were never a smoker, that's a facepalm.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's like you've done the same thing that,
You had the choice of not becoming addicted.
yeah. In which, if I would have actually paid attention to the wisdom, I would have probably never started smoking. But you know, way back in the day, you're seeing the cool kids do it. And it's
Hmm.
kind of like, you know, you want to become closer with them because, you know, peer pressure, as
Yeah.
they say.
All the males in my family smoked when I was a kid, so it was like not consciously but subconsciously it was a rite of passage almost.
Ah, yeah. That makes sense. You know, once you hit that particular age where it's allowed, and then at that point, it's kind of like the parents are like, well, you know what? I'd rather you get them from me and from legal things than from going out on the street and getting them from street kids that are gonna, you know, you don't know what they're gonna put in the stuff if they even do things like that. Because folks will do stuff like that, which is kind of stupid and rude, but they do. They'll like
Yep, just for fun.
load cigarettes with other stuff. You'll think you'll be smoking a normal cigarette, but next thing you know, you're smoking stuff that you shouldn't be smoking at all.
Fall victim to reefer madness.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Literal victim to that particular thing. And it's all because they want to make a profit and they want to do it just like anything or any entity, you know, not to mince names or add names or anything like that, you know,
Hmm.
corporation, for example, but they're going to go for the lowest bid, the highest possible quality for the lowest bid. And yeah, sometimes the quality versus the bid doesn't mesh out, and whatever product they end up with isn't exactly how it should be, and it's got other stuff in it that shouldn't be there to begin with. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. You know, just because it's the lowest bidder producing it, they're gonna cut corners. They're gonna be like, oh, well, we can use this in place of that, and blah blah blah. But I'm glad I actually managed to do that because, like I said, as
Well,
well
it's
as the
very,
experts have
very
said,
admirable that you were able to quit smoking without using
yeah, I
the
actually did
substitute.
have a little help because I did have the patch, and I did the patch
Mm,
for, I think it was a 2 month process,
yeah.
where it's like the first month you did uh, the near about normal amount to how much you smoked, and then it would taper down as you went through the process. And by the time
Hmm.
you're done, you're weaned off of it. But what this does take is you willing to stick with it for one, and changing your habits a little bit
Yep.
so that you're not going to want to, you know, discontinue the patch for a certain amount of time and then actually smoke and then go back to the patch. But I paid attention to the warnings and stuff because the
You actually
warnings
wanted to
were
quit.
on,
You wanted to quit.
yeah, I
That's the
actually
thing.
wanted to quit. And the warnings on the patch were like, do not smoke because it can like have serious side effects if you
Hmm.
smoke along with doing the patch and whatnot. So as I paid attention to the rules, I paid attention to what the doctors said for advice and stuff like that. And I managed to do it. Not everyone does it because it is an extremely difficult thing to do because they say that quitting smoking is as hard as quitting heroin or crack, if not harder.
Hmm. Yeah, nicotine's a hard thing to quit.
Yes, it is. I still want it. I still want to just, because of the way the world is and everything going the way it's
Yeah,
been.
once in a while you want to smoke, and it's like, wow.
Exactly. But somehow I'm like, you know what? I'd rather save that money, go get some beer, get drunk, and have a healthy drunk. Because I also worried about, the fact that, coffee, that morning cigarette with the
Hmm.
coffee, or whenever you drink,
Or
smoking and
drive,
drinking
yeah.
go hand in hand. So it's kind of like, can one actually manage to quit smoking while still being able to enjoy the drink? Yes, because I am proof. I am absolute proof on that you can quit smoking and still enjoy the drink without having to have that as a crutch added to it. Which I worried myself, like I was saying, I was like, am I actually going to be able to do this? Because I was so used to being able to have smokes and drink at the same time.
Hmm.
I'm extremely glad that I was able to continue drinking coffee and my beer here and there, and I've actually went overboard on the beer, but I've actually been getting myself under control on the beer
That's good. That's
and
really good. You
limiting
don't want to
myself to
ruin your
particular
liver.
days and particular amounts and whatnot, because I have had particular times where I would like black out and not know I did stuff or
Uh-oh, that's
something.
that's that's pushing
Yeah, it's
alcoholism,
not good.
yeah.
But I have learned what my limits are, and I keep myself to that max limit, if not slightly lower. So I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, blackouts are a
But
sign
I,
a sign of excess consumption.
yes, I do kind of do a little bit of excess, but I have learned to control the excess.
Oh.
Because essentially, my 6 pack is actually a 12 pack, but it is a 6 pack.
Some guys got 6 packs, I've got a case. No, I'm kidding.
Pretty much, that's almost what it's like, because it's pretty much the original 12 pack idea, but now they got the 15 packs.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's where I draw the line anymore, because I would typically get to the 15, and then that's when I would end up with the blackout.
Oh.
Do stuff that I wasn't aware of, like the day I told you that I woke up in the living room on the floor, not knowing how I would ended up out there. So it's like, or as I know, I laid down in the bed and I slept, and next thing I know, I'm waking up in the living room. It's like, what did I do?
Jack says he's got a 6 pack in the fridge.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I technically have a 6 pack in the fridge too, but it's only 3 beers, but it's 25 ounce cans, so it's
Oh, okay.
technically a 6 pack. That's why when cops ask me, it's like, how many have you had? 6. Exactly what size of 6 thoughts? That's what they should ask at first. What size of beer did you have? Not how many. Be like, oh, 25 ounce cans. And how many?
Hmm.
But that's what I limit myself to at the mix. And I used to be on the harder core Milwaukee's Best Ice, which is even more powerful than the Bud Ice. So I've lowered the alcohol content level as well as the amount
Yeah, ice
by
beer
switching to the
is,
Bud Ice.
I find it gross personally.
The
I
Bud
used to
Ice,
drink it when I was when I was young, like 21 or something, because I wanted to get drunk quick. But
yeah, the Bud
now,
Ice though is one of the smoother ones, the higher
oh, is
quality
it?
one. Yeah, it's smoother. The Milwaukee's Best Ice
Hmm.
is Vomitville.
Oh yeah.
No
I'll tell you
offense to
what the worst beer in the world is, Rainier.
Oh, Rainier Bigger.
Oh
It's
God, it's terrible. It's a hangover in a can.
hangover in a can. Wow.
Yeah, I literally get hangover symptoms before I get drunk on Rainier beer.
You get hungover before you even finish your beer? Damn, that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. Before I get drunk, I get a hangover. I get a headache and
Have you tried Steel Reserves? That stuff is like insane with its power. I stay away from that.
you know, Rainier is not like insanely strong. It's just really bad formula or something.
Oh, there could be a
Allergic
possibility.
reaction or something.
Exactly, that's what my mother mentioned. When I would drink, I would tend to end up looking a little more reddish, palish,
Mm-hmm.
skin tone sometimes. And she was like, you know, when you're drinking, I've noticed this. I'm wondering if there's a slight allergic reaction to it, and I think there is because um, uh, Genesee Cream Ale. I tried Genesee Cream Ale, and that I definitely think I had an allergic reaction to.
Hmm.
I wanted to try it because it was so popular and it was always advertised or whatnot way back in the day. Unlike now, where beer commercials are like far and few between, if there are even any advertised.
Right.
But I wanted to try the Genesee Cream Ale, and I tried like one case of that, and I did not like the effect. I did not like the drunk feel. I did not like the physical feel. I just knew it was not.
Not for
It
you.
was something. There's definite possible allergic reaction with that. And I've
Yeah.
had very few things that give me an allergic reaction, so when it happens, I'm kind of like, ding.
I had a bottle of wine give me a rash once.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Went to the
definite allergic
hospital and they gave me
reaction.
some Benadryl and it went away. So
Yep, that was a definite allergic reaction to that particular wine. So something in the formula for that particular brand of wine did not mesh with you.
yeah, it's funny because it's the same type of wine I usually drink, which is Red Zin, and
But probably from a different company, and they
yeah,
probably do a slightly different formula to the processing
could
of it.
have been a bad year or something. Who knows?
Oh, that is possible too. Maybe it was spoiled, because there are possibilities to that. Because even wine has its limits.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do say that wine after a certain amount of time, regardless, will sour.
Mm-hmm.
And once it sours, it may still get you drunk, but it can also get you dead. Because its chemical balance changes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, once its chemical balance changes, it changes to it's something else. It'll still get you drunk, though.
Speaking of
If you're willing.
chemistry, I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back.
Oh, but I learned to limit my particular drinking to the weekend and to keep myself under control.
All right, where were we? Chemistry and
Yes,
wine. Yes.
chemistry class, Chemistry 101.
I had a
Whoops.
good chem teacher for 101.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked him a lot. He was a smart guy. Plus, he let us take the test open book, which was awesome.
Oh, that's always a good teacher. That is always a good teacher where it's like, okay, we got an exam today. For those who have studied, you will probably have no problem because you'll be able to find the page exactly where any info is.
Mhm.
Let's get to it. Yeah. Because I always enjoyed teachers that were like that, because I would just memorize where I needed the info from.
Mm-hmm.
The instructor or teacher, professor would be like,
He's gotten
this is
bigger.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely gotten bigger. At 18% maturation.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably like a 5-year-old.
Maybe. Let's do the let's learn the numbers. What's an adult age for human beings? 18 or 21? What do you think?
Well, I think it varies depending on culture, but I know in the U.S., 18, you're able to join the military, and in my
Vote.
opinion, you should be allowed to do anything and everything, especially if you're military.
You say we'll say 18 is an adult, so times 0.18. He's three and a quarter years old.
3 1/4 years old. Damn, that's a big 3-year-old.
Yep, and he's juvenile.
Yeah. Some cultures, though, will go back as far as age 13.
Yep.
I know in the Hebrew culture, the rite of ascension usually happens around age 13. And that's where you get your religious rites and stuff like that that are done at that age. And that's when you're indoctrinated into the faith, I think, as well.
Yep.
During that time period.
Well, the indoctrination happens from birth. Family does that.
Yeah, and it happens at birth, but you're really not active or allowed to be active within the synagogue until you're 13. And they have a very unique system of religious control. You'll have like a central area where the person holding the mass will be directing things. Then you've got like a group of curtains and whatnot from the group that's allowed in there. And then you have people that are behind those curtains that are actually just listening to the mass or whatnot. And then you have outside of that, kind of like the outsiders that are set behind another row of curtains where the other group sits or whatnot, just pretty much listening to the mass, but not actually participating until you reach a certain tier or whatnot. Very complex. I'm like, I would not know where to begin.
Sounds
or
like
how to...
what's it called? A caste system.
Yeah, it's
almost.
a definite caste system that they've got within that particular religion.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to reach a certain tier, be a certain age, certain level, in order to advance to the next of whatever until you're allowed within the inner circle. And then when you're in the inner circle, you don't faux pas after that. Because if you do, you are popped the heck out of there. They will eject you so fast if you screw up. So do not mess with Rabbi. When Rabbi teaches you, Rabbi knows it.
I guess. Oh.
But this Reaper is definitely freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. Can't wait to ride him.
Look at these side things. If he like bounced into a cane or a creature sideways, he's even got like side defenses to his legs there.
Yep.
Not to mention the stuff on the tail and the fact he can grab you with the tail and poke you with it. I know the queen can.
Queen can.
The male can, but
I don't know if the male can.
I
haven't had combat with a Reaper male, a Reaper King. I've seen them.
Yeah, maybe they're at least able to grab, and then they kind of like probably throw you after that, probably.
Probably, yeah. We'll find out what we can do with this one.
Yeah, very true. We will find out what we can do.
I like the coloration on this rock drake.
Yeah, I think this is the best one. The baby blue accents moving into the gray with the darker brown and black.
Most unique actual coloration.
And the yellow belly. It might be a yellow belly, but this is going to be a brave tame. This thing's going to jump right into battle. Because they always say the yellow belly is the one that's always not going to jump in the battle. This one's going to jump into battle and kick ass. He's going to give a new name to Yellow Belly.
I like the blue accents on the feathers, too.
Definitely.
The
I
darker
definitely
blue
like that myself.
with the aqua color.
Yeah, the baby blue, aqua blue
Yep.
intermixed with a little bit of the darker blue
Hmm.
meshed in with the gray,
And some pink
moving off into the black as you come up towards the
or
upper.
violet, depending on how the light hits the feather.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I could totally see this thing battling Kirk on Star Trek.
We'd have to have a red shirt die.
The unique thing about that thing is a lot of red shirts do die, which
Yep.
is absolutely true. That is the common storyline
That's the
behind
meme.
the
Yep.
anyone in a red shirt. But the newer generations started changing that particular formula because if you notice the bridge crew, the command staff of the next generation are all in red
Yep.
and black. And you've got the engineering staff, which typically, like Scotty, the original Scotty, was
Uh-huh.
pure red, along with his engineering staff. And a lot of the engineering staff, because the enemy knows to try and take out your engineering department. That's why a lot of engineering folks ended up dying,
Yeah.
because the enemy knows to try and take out your engineering section, stop your ship, destroy the engines, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Cripple you before killing you.
Yes, cripple before kill, especially with Klingons, because Klingons typically cripple your ship, then they would board and they would go into physical hand-to-hand combat. Klingons definitely love the warrior hand-to-hand physical combat, so that's what their main goal always was. So that's one of the stigmatas behind the red shirt being the thing that always got you killed on Star Trek. And it still is, because that is the common color that will typically get you killed until Next Generation came out and they kind of like changed the formula a bit.
Yep.
And what used to be the gold shirts that Kirk and the command staff wore shifted to engineering. Then you still had the blue in
For
the
medical.
medical and support staff class. And then, of course, the red was shifted to command.
Yep.
But that's the unique thing about the medical and the support staff class always stayed within the blue as being like the medical, the scientific experts, the scientists, the doctors, nurses, things like that were all blue. And they still are.
Yep.
Because even the new generations, the new timelines kind of follow that.
I'm at gym, I wear a blue shirt, not a red one.
Physician, heal thyself, is what Kirk would say to
Yep.
McCoy in that situation. In fact, he actually did at one point because he ended up injured or something like that, and Kirk like put his hand out to help him up, and as he was pulling him up, he's like, "Physician, heal thyself," because of course he's the only medical physician at the time in that situation that could have actually done anything to help him out. So he kind of like gave himself a hypo spray.
Right.
I think, muttering under his breath, "A doctor who practices on himself has a fool for a patient."
Yeah, it's kind of like the lawyer statement.
Yep. Uh-huh. Because typically you're supposed to have another physician practice on you as being a physician, and you should not practice on yourself because you might misjudge what your diagnoses are. So having that second opinion is always advisable, especially within the medical community, because you've already got the knowledge and you might misinterpret it just because you have the knowledge. So
and because it's yourself rather than someone else.
Yeah, having someone else
you can't be objective.
Yeah, because you might be scared, you might overthink it, and you might choose the wrong treatment.
Course of action, yeah.
So that's kind of why they say that, doctor who practices on myself has a fool for a patient or something.
Right. 4:20 minutes. 4 hours 20 minutes until the
4
Reaper
hours,
wants attention.
420. Hey, smoke it if you got it.
If it's legal in your state
Yeah, if it's legal in
or
your state or your province or your prefecture,
or whatever.
yeah, feel free. I'm saying prefecture for Japan because I love Japan.
No.
Yep, I would definitely
Province for
prefer to have
Canada.
the United States of Japan.
Well, province for Canada. Canada has
Yeah,
provinces.
province is in Canada. Here, state over in Japan is prefecture.
Mm-hmm. And then there's territories.
Yes, territories. The U.S. also has territories too.
Yep.
As well as other countries have territories within their jurisdictions or whatnot. Like Guam is a U.S. Territory protectorate and is actually not a part of the states, but is technically controlled by us.
Puerto Rico is owned by the
Puerto
U.S.
Rico is a protectorate, but is not
A
a
state.
territory, so to speak, or a state yet.
I thought it was a territory.
Well, yeah, it might be a territory in the definitions, but I know we've specifically directly asked Puerto Rico if it would like to become a state, and Puerto Rico's
Most
kind
of
of
the time,
said
yeah, they say no.
no. And I think one of the main reasons is because Cuba is like a stone's throw away, and if Cuba suddenly gets a little antsy, and we've got certain rules, regulations, and deals with Cuba, all that political stuff, which I'm
Yeah.
not going to go into, but somehow we managed to keep that area peaceful, and I think that's what Puerto Rico is attempting to do at the same time, because they're like, they're our neighbors. We don't want to piss them off. We don't want us being pissed at them. So they turn us down usually when we give them the offer, which is understandable because they also have their own political systems and rules and values and things like that that might seem completely unorthodox or strange to us, but are totally 100% accepted depending on whatever it might be.
Right.
I'm not going to go into detail on any of that, though, because that's all super higher tier political junk and jargon.
Sounds like something that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade. It's above my pay grade. I'm going to stay in my pay grade. Pay grade pays me well. Safety first, question later, stick within the pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, what's that science project over there? Oh, that's beyond my pay grade. I'm just going to go in here. That's a wise way of thinking about it. It's like, that's beyond my pay grade. Now, when I become an admiral or a general, that is different. But, till then, let bygones be bygones. Walk down the street, enjoy your cannoli, and be happy about it. Holy for the holies, it's a cannoli.
At this point, I'm just killing time until it feels like
until you feel comfortable to cryo fridge and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar, so. But it's good to actually have someone in here doing the killing of the time thing for a change.
With you, yes.
Yes. Makes it more enjoyable, I think.
Tomorrow night I'm probably doing Satisfactory with Dragon, so.
Understandable. I was thinking of getting more in depth into Genshin Impact.
Oh yeah?
I just haven't been able to choose exactly how and when I should segue into it. If I do daytime or if I do evening after I take care of stuff here, or if I do this like at night after I do stuff during the day and that.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I've been considering doing that, and I've also considered Kingdom Come Deliverance because I actually did buy 2 different copies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have it on Epic and I also have it on Steam.
Well, I prefer Steam whenever possible.
I
But
would probably play the Steam one too because that one probably allows Workshop, which probably would allow me to add in mods
I
more
don't know if
easily.
they have a workshop for Kingdom Come Deliverance, but you can use Vortex, which is
Oh,
the
the
Nexus,
Vortex.
yeah, Nexus mods mod manager to manage the mods in
Yeah,
Kingdom
I
Come.
use uh yeah, the current mod manager that I use is actually just known as Mod Manager 2 or something like that. Uh, but
Well,
I could add Vortex if needed for
yeah,
that one.
Vortex does work with Kingdom Come Deliverance. So
And
I did find that I did have to manually modify some of the mods to make them work. So
oh yeah, that's understandable. You have to go in, change INI file info for it to interconnect with.
I had to move some of the information from one mod into another one in order to make both of them work at the
Ah,
same time.
yeah.
Because
So definitely
because they were
pay.
both replacing the
Uh,
same file. So yeah.
yeah, definitely pays to pay attention to the how to install and get it to work info that they
Hmm.
offer on those pages.
Yep.
But I've
I'd
been a
suggest the
long
first
time.
playthrough, other than the mod that allows you to save at any point. I'd suggest you go mod free the first playthrough.
That makes sense in order to get the full experience the way the makers intended. That's usually
Yeah.
how I do most games,
But
so I can.
I don't believe you should have to go to sleep or drink a potion in order to save the game. So
Yeah, I agree on that. You should be able to save when you need to save because real life doesn't allow you the time to be able to get to the right time of the day. And some games actually have rules, much like Minecraft, for example. You cannot sleep during the day at all in Minecraft. You have to wait until it becomes night, and then you can sleep, which
yeah,
saves
and
your
if you
game
sleep too
progressively.
much, it will only let you sleep so much in the game. So yeah.
And that's understandable too, because that's just like real life.
Yep.
If you think about it, I think they went for a real life kind of aspect because if you oversleep, you're kind of going to have those days where you're up for the entire 24 hours of a day just because you've had way too much sleep and your body is like, I need action, I need to be moving, I need to do something.
Right. I'm gonna go take
Because,
a screenshot of the Reaper thing.
oh, cool. But I'm the type of person that used to and still kind of does have the ability to just like sleep 5 hours a day, but they always say you got to get your 8 hours of sleep, as the experts always say. So I've like
Hmm.
started forcing myself as of later, especially since I'm getting older, to actually sleep for an 8 hours or at least be in bed in a docile, calm state for 8 hours to try and improve things. And I think it's actually working.
Right on.
But as stated, you can only do that for so much or so long of an amount of time because then the body is going to start aching. It's going to be like, what? You're not going to sleep. You may as well just get up and clean stuff or do something.
Is there? I don't think there's a camera mode.
You can go into the K mode, and that will remove the normal
I
like
see the
screen
UI.
stuff.
Yeah, UI is gone.
So if you want to get a screenshot, you just go into K mode, and then you can get a screenshot without all the UI stuff in the way. Because if that's what you were
Yeah,
after,
that's
was
what I'm
getting
after. Is trying to
a
get rid of the
screenshot
UI.
without all the garbage in the way.
And of course, we're having an earthquake in the middle of my photo shoot.
Yeah, which does not help matters at all. But yeah, must have got a successful screenshot that you're
I got
happy with.
two decent
Two?
ones. Yeah,
Not bad.
may
That's
delete one of
definitely.
them, but yeah.
I know the feels on that. I go screenshot crazy in certain things. Like my Pokemon Go, for example, I keep trying to get my character to be like moving in a particular direction or position.
Hmm.
And in that game, because it's mobile and your character just kind of does what it does, it's not going to be exactly how you want it all the
Right.
time. You spend a long time at it, and I like literally took 100 screenshots earlier today and I deleted every single one
Oof.
because I
Yeah.
just didn't get the screenshot that I wanted. But yeah, that's a perfect example of, just trying to get that right screenshot that you're looking for.
Speaking of screenshots, the funny thing is OBS, that slideshow I have that goes when I start my
Oh, yeah.
stream?
Yeah.
In Linux, it actually randomizes the playback order of the images. I've got all the
Oh, wow.
boxes checked and everything in Windows, and
Hmm.
it just does the same damn screenshots every time.
And whereas on Linux, it actually changed it up.
Yeah.
That's
So, but I don't.
how's your
There's only so
experience
many
been
certain
with.
games I play in Linux, so an Ark is not one of them.
Yeah, Ark is probably a full Windows game. Probably doesn't have a
It doesn't. It doesn't run
plugin.
well in Linux. No, not yet.
Yeah. So how
So
has your Linux experience been?
I like it.
So
I like it. It's free from Microsoft spying eye, and
is there true?
puts the user back in control.
But what isn't trying to spy on you anymore? It's like Google, Microsoft, yeah,
Well,
Meta,
just because
and
everybody's trying to
Facebook.
spy on you
Right.
doesn't mean you have to accept it. Up with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. You don't have to accept it. You shouldn't have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good that they want to do things to try and, advertise to us with things that we would be interested in, but still, do we really need that sort of
I don't want
interface
to be
into
when
it?
I'm using my computer. I don't want ads on my
Exactly.
desktop. Period.
Exactly. I don't want them either
I'm
because
not visiting a website. I'm using paid software. I bought the previous versions. If you didn't want
exactly.
money for it, then if you want
Yeah,
ads, then you have to make a paid tier where you can get rid of the ads.
I agree. I definitely agree. And a lot of apps do that, but Windows so far hasn't. But
Plus,
will
my
we be
desktop
achieving?
computer is my private property. It doesn't belong to Microsoft. It's not theirs to
Yeah,
put ads on.
exactly. It's not their corporate property. Now, if you
Yep.
owned a machine that directly came from their campus, then yeah. But since you don't, and this is one that you went to like Best Buy or Newegg or wherever you got your machine from and all of its parts.
I built my machine. It's a
Exactly, which means you
hodgepodge of
probably shopped
Newegg and
all over the
Amazon
world.
parts.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. Is you probably farmed parts from Newegg and Amazon for the best prices and the highest quality.
Yep. Newegg is really good for having technical details, and
Yes,
Amazon is good for having lower prices.
low prices. So get the technical details from Newegg and then go to Amazon buy the same part.
Yeah, but sometimes they're the
Sorry,
same
Newegg.
price. So if they're
Yes,
the same
sometimes they
price, other than the fact that I've got an Amazon card now that I get 5% back on every Amazon purchase.
every purchase.
Yeah,
Yep, which is nice.
in the past I would
5%
always go
back.
to Newegg, if the price was the same, because
Yeah,
I
but
want to
now
support the
you also
company.
get 5% back.
I want
So
to support the company that's doing the thing I like, more than the
that too,
yeah.
because they are the controlling partner to Twitch. So they're
Amazon.
the
Oh
head.
yeah.
Yep, they're the head controlling partner to Twitch. So because I'm sure there's other agencies in there, but they're the top one They're the
And by
big
the way,
wigs.
if you want any of the if you I've got my parts description down, my parts list down in the description. If
If I
if
want to try and build what you've got.
if anybody in the audience wants to get any of the hardware, go ahead and use those links that I've got down there. They're Amazon affiliate. I get a cut of the action if you use the link, and it helps
Uh-huh.
support the stream.
Well, who knows? Maybe if I suddenly get
But you
a
have to buy the thing that was linked to it. It doesn't
makes
work.
sense.
Weird thing is it doesn't work if you use one of my affiliate links and buy something else, which is weird.
Ah,
You would
yeah,
think you
makes
would get a cut of that too.
yeah, because it's kind of directing you to a possible option separate from the original option. So technically, there should be kind of like that offshoot commission, maybe less, but still a certain amount should go to you.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I understand that totally.
Yeah. But whatever. Use it or don't use it. It's there. Yeah. I don't know.
In which I probably could use a better, harder core computer than what I have, and I'm extremely proud with what I did manage to find.
You've got a decent computer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
nice 4K monitor.
extremely.
Yes, I've got two of them. Thank you, Jack.
I get two 4K monitors and one hell of a television that he's also got too.
Oh yeah, I've got a 55-inch Sony full array local dimming 4K monitor, HDR monitor. It's pretty nice. Not monitor, TV.
TV.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Came with a year of free streaming and
Oh, that's also
yeah,
awesome.
and 5 free movies of my choice from their
That's
list.
excellent. 5 free movies. So those things can be anywhere from 20 to 30, maybe $50 per movie.
Oh
So yeah,
yeah.
you can. Yeah,
So
you
I
can
got a
get
little bit
some.
of my money back that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably paid a little bit more for the TV because of it, but yeah. Must be great for movies. 4K monitor, yes, if you have it on disc. Unfortunately, most of the streaming services don't stream full res, full quality to PC for some stupid reason. Sprinkled Jack was saying must be great for movies. So that was my response. So oh, I'm slightly intoxicated. I'm in the good zone. Good zone. Too much beer. Where were we, Vaughn? Oh, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yes, yes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You still with us, Vaughn? Uh-oh. You didn't crash again, did you, Vaughn? Von Croy? Let me check his stream. What I wanted. Or Fox. Yeah, you appear to be here. Yeah. Oh, now I'm getting feedback, but I can't hear you, Vaughn. Can't hear you, Vaughn. Maybe he went AFK. Yeah, I think he went AFK suddenly. Something must have happened. Hope he's all right. Nope, I heard a burp.
If that would be me returning.
Okay, you went AFK without. I didn't realize you went AFK, and I was like, so I even checked your stream to see if you were live or if you had
Well,
disconnected.
thank you for that level of caring.
I was just saying
But-
I'm in the zone of the happy zone of being slightly intoxicated.
Understandable. I am too.
No, are you? Yes. It's a good zone,
But
isn't
I
it?
had to use the restroom, and you were talking with your chat room there, and
okay.
I didn't want to interfere by whatnot, so I figured I could sneak away quietly.
No worries. Oh. Yep. I was kind of talking to you and talking to them at the same time. It's kind of hard to distinguish.
So I do apologize that I missed the parts that were meant for me.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure it was nothing important. Or if it was, oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately, definitely. But when nature calls, that rental fee.
Oh yes, the rental fee for beer. Yes.
You don't want to have this weird sudden wet spot on the carpet for hours.
Squeaks away. Vaughn, are you there? Vaughn, where'd you go? Yep. That's pretty much what happened. Jack in my chat said, yeah.
Yeah, I've had other folks that get more irritated over my sudden lurk away from whatever, but it was never intended anytime I ever like snuck away or lurked away to be bad. It was because something had to be done, like as in a restroom or so
Yeah,
on.
right. Of course. I'm sure you.
I try to be honest and forthright, and
You seem
so
like a
on.
nice guy, Vaughn. You are a
I
nice
try
guy.
to be.
So
I try to be.
that's why I was like, oh shit, did his computer crash again? Because you're the
Luckily,
kind of
it
nice
did,
guy that would say something. So
and I think he's grown a little bit more already.
I think he has. He's at
He seems
21% almost.
seems a little taller.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's taller than me now.
Just under 4 hours till the requested
Attention.
hugging.
Hugging, yes,
Yeah,
the hugging.
the potential cuddling.
I just
Depends
hope
on
it's
what
not a rare meat or something that we don't have access to.
Yeah, and at that point, you just do the cryopod thing and you
Yeah,
release it from the
that's one
cryopod.
workaround.
Yep. It's the Ark workaround for those moments when you've got a newborn teen that you're raising and you've got to do the imprint thing and it wants something you don't have or you cannot make quick enough to satisfy. Cryopod it, release it. Non-Pikachu, I choose you.
Yep.
And toss the cryopod out like a Pokeball. And hope it rolls on what I like the most is the cuddle. Just a quick cuddle or a quick walk.
Yep.
The super easy peasy lemon squeezy. Or if it's like a berry, and then all you have to do is like feed them one berry.
Right.
I need comfort food, azure berry. So yeah, you just feed it one azure berry, and voila, it's in the zone.
I'm pretty sure this guy's not going to want to cuddle.
Well, if it does cuddle, you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Very careful. How do you cuddle with a Reaper? Very carefully.
Yes. He eats a lot.
Yeah, far more than any other team that I've seen. Now, if we did multiple Reapers, we probably would not have any food.
Probably.
Because just doing one, look at how much you've got in the inventory for it to have when it wants, as it needs it.
Mhm.
And it's probably also taking from the bin downstairs. So
I think it's
should
taking
check
from
that.
the nanny at this point. No, it can't. It can't take from the nanny anymore because it's
Yeah,
above
it takes from the
15%.
main bin down here after it hits the 15. And down here is actually doing okay.
It's
I
got the
did wise.
feeding trough icon.
I
Yeah.
did wise by putting double what I normally would. So I'm going to go get another row of meat and put it in there.
Okay.
That way all the meat that's on it, if it should have a problem, and then there's, of course, whatever's coming from there. I'm actually starting to get better at the breeding knowledge and how the feeding works.
Yep. You're starting to get more knowledgeable about the game just in time for us to quit playing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do have my single player, which is also going to be home to some of our important tames.
I think the Reaper King's gonna find a home there.
That way, if we should decide to, without having to reload previous maps or whatnot, we have the important tames saved over there. So it'll be easier, and if we do come back, we can easily just go straight to the new map without having to reload a previous map. But it's also good to have a previous map with the tames that you want to save on it, as well as me transferring them. So it works both ways. That way there's like a double save of the
Excuse me.
really important ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like saved on your end, saved on my end, and so on. And then I just make sure to protect that single player save. But I made the single player multiplayer technically, because I'm under multiplayer rules
Mm-hmm.
on single player, so it increases the difficulty.
Oh, does it?
And I'm at max difficulty for my saves, so when if and when I actually go hardcore into it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be playing Ark, because it's at its highest difficulty, so that I can actually obtain level 150 tames from the wild, because that's the max level that standard official allows, is a max of 150 in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Then once you get it tamed, you can actually make it go higher, because you get that extra boost as you're taming it, and then you get the 88 levels on top of whatever boost, along with the 150, if you manage to find a 150.
Right.
Because that's also the thing, is managing to find the 150 that's out there in the wild. You're not gonna run across one every freaking day.
Nope.
And if you do, and you're on a public server with a massive tribe that has like anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people, yeah, it's guaranteed they're going to find it first, because they just got the mass numbers. They're scanning the entire map for whatever might be floating around. So they're going to get the good tames. And if you're a small guy, be willing to accept the small stuff. The big guys might stop by and be like, oh, well, we got 150 of these. You want 5? And the next thing you know, you got 5 Spinos level 150 in your freaking barn or something. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That's when you do end up with one of those public situations where the big tribe is actually being nice to the little guy. And
That's
it does happen.
unusual.
It's unusual, but it does happen. Because I even saw that on Ark when I was, or not Ark, but Rust. I was researching stuff on Rust, and I ran across this particular YouTuber. In fact, I told you about them. They were the one that was breaking into people's bases with that guest code.
Oh yeah.
They did another stream where they met up with a few new guys and they were like, oh, here, I can help you. Here's a gun, some ammo. Do not load it in my presence. I do not want to get killed by you. That's the only stipulation he made to the person he was giving the gun and the ammo to. Is like, this will help you get started, blah, blah, blah. Do not load it in my presence. Once I am gone, you can load it, sort of thing.
Huh.
And that was awesome of the dude to actually just walk up to a random stranger and hand him a gun and bullets.
Right.
But at the same time, it was also the same guy that was doing Mission Impossible and sneaking into people's bases and stealing everything. He returned the kindness to his. Essentially, is a good way to put it. He made repentance or repentance. Yeah, he made repentance to his evil. And as stated, the only stipulation to the person that he gave the gun to: do not load it while in my presence. Do not arm it. Essentially, that way you don't kill me because I'm being nice to you. I'm giving you something that's, don't use it against me. Is pretty much the gist of what he was saying.
Speaking of rental fees, excuse me. Speaking of rental fees, I'll be back.
Sounds like a plan to me. I think I'll do the same.
All right, I'm back.
And I am back too.
Oh, well.
That was a slightly
Coincidence.
lower cost rental fee on that particular visit. Some can take longer.
I think I was talking to Nate the other night, and we were talking about maybe starting in PvE on Rust, so everybody can get familiar with the mechanics first, and then.
Yeah, I was in here at the time.
While were you? I'm completely oblivious, apparently.
That's because I was quiet about it. I just was like, I agree, and that's pretty much my statement during that conversation. So that's probably why you're like, I don't remember you being present, because that's pretty much all I said. I agree. Start in PvE, and it also depends on the server and the server rules as to whether or not we can do a group thing. Certain servers in Rust require that you be on a server that's designated for solos, twins, triplets, quadruples, or whatnot. So we'd have to make sure what their rules are if they allow friends to unite together without a problem. And since it's PvE, typically in a situation like that, most times I would assume, and I'm only assuming, but as the typical rule of the assumption is making an ass of you and me. So yeah, we just have to make sure of what their rules are on whatever PvE server that we go to, so that
Right.
if they don't mind us being grouped together and working as a team. A key rule that I have noticed on said PvE servers: no killing whatsoever of other players in any way, shape, or form. Instant ban is allocated for those who break the rule, especially if they are serial offenders.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I have noticed, because I have been looking around at the PvE section and the rule sets that they have. They'll normally place them as best they can directly on their description page before you even enter the server.
A lot of them
Let
have a
you know,
Discord that you're required to join, and then
or yeah, a special Discord that you might have to join depending on the server, so that you can communicate with administration staff that run the server. Should someone or something happen that goes against the terms of service for that particular
right.
server. And that does make sense to actually have that situation here and there. So we'll just have to pay attention where we go, read what rules they've got placed on the main page, pay attention to rules that may be posted in-game that are not posted on the main, because they may make updates and they choose to like have a sign
Yep, there were.
placed
Yep.
someplace or something that says, welcome to our server, here's the rules beyond the rules that we gave you at the front door, and that sort of thing. So we'll just have to pay attention, see what we can do, and eventually make our way into actually doing the hardcore mode, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. PvP.
Yeah, the PvP, which I always try to avoid PvP. I even tried doing that in MMORPGs that I would always play, like Last Chaos, even World of Warcraft. I would just try to be like Kirito from Sword Art Online, he's a solo player, but yet he obtains the tier level of being a group, but he's got that power as a solo player.
Oh.
He is literally the god of the game, because he just has so much power from doing everything solo that guilds seek him, guilds want to murder him, just because they want what is referred to. They refer to him as the Black Swordsman, because he's always cloaked in black clothing.
You
He
know,
does
we're
not
out
wear
of. Oh no, we're not.
separate from black clothing, so he's like the Black Swordsman. So he's got friends and foes that want to help him and kill him.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
We're
because they
almost
want to
out
be
of
better.
white pearls. Believe it or
Pearls?
not. Yeah, white
Oh,
pearls.
pearls in the lake.
Oh, it's so dark I can't see.
Oh, do you have a light pet? Turn your light pet on.
I don't have them with me.
Oh, you don't have him with you? Oh, yeah. Underwater, it gets darker, especially at deeper depth, too.
What are we? We're on a 90% day, aren't we? No, we're on a 90% night now.
90% night. Oh, damn. Oh, I need liquid.
Come here, Juno. Going for a swim. Oops.
Yeah, I saw you land right next to me there.
Pushed the wrong
probable-
button. I pushed the wrong button to fly.
Oh, yeah. If you're doing that, you probably hit the shift key, and it probably caused you to dart towards the ground.
Oh, I didn't even hit space. You need to hit space to fly at all.
Yeah. Need to hit space to bring the wings out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hit shift, you kind of like start doing the dive thing.
Well,
Just
you
like
can
I just,
control your angle of attack when you hit shift, so it
if you
allows you
choose
to
to.
do, yeah, if you do it right, you can,
And you have to be paying attention. It's almost like
yeah,
flying an actual aircraft, even though you're the aircraft.
yep.
And it's not easy, and it's super easy to actually cause yourself to stall on
Mm-hmm.
your glide, as well as if you're on a rock drake. It's super easy to cause your rock drake to stall. Because since they do the glide thing, and they're not like the Maywing, which the Maywing you just pretty much hold the shift key, which is the confusing uh, situation that happens when you come here. You
Mm-hmm.
hit the shift key on them, it does the same thing, I think, unless the shift key is what actually makes them fly.
Shift is glide in the rock drakes, but it's a
Yeah,
little finicky.
yeah, it's a little finicky, and it's similar to the Maywing, where you have to hold the shift key to make them fly.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also cause them to stall if you get in a bad angle. You have to keep the angles right, like flaps 20 or flaps 5.
Right.
You have to pick the right flap setting to keep them stable, essentially.
At least you guys have electricity. That's right. We do have electricity, at least.
Yes, yes. We have electricity, and we have an S-class generator,
Mm.
which is awesome as fuck.
S plus generator. Yep.
In comparison to the others, this generator, when plugged in, literally does far more with far less than
Yep.
if we had a normal generator. Holy crap. Yeah. We'd be able to power the entire base, but we'd have to have power lines in such a way that it would, yeah, it'd be nuts. But with the S Plus generator, it does so much. And S Plus gear is awesome as hell. Don't have to worry about putting gasoline here
Mm-hmm.
or in the other devices, because you'd have to have gasoline in the fabricator, you'd have to have gasoline in the chem station, you'd have to have gasoline in the forge.
Yep.
And with the S Plus generator, it powers them all with one grouping of gasoline. You don't have to waste extra gasoline.
Yep. It's much more efficient. Yes.
Far more efficient. I love the efficiency level, as well as like the industrial grill.
Mm-hmm.
Notice something here: a lack of gasoline cans.
Yep.
We don't have to put gasoline cans in the industrial grill. We can fully maximize the quality of the meat production when we need to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Totally awesome in comparison to the original. Highly recommended mod, especially if you're on Steam and if you play by yourself or you play with friends on a server like we're doing here.
S plus is
Definitely,
yeah, good mod.
yes, definitely a mod to have.
Mm.
I'm like, why didn't we do this on day one?
Well, we
But
didn't
of
know
course,
about it.
we were trying to get the original vanilla experience for our
Mm-hmm.
first attempts. So, yeah. In our first attempts with the vanilla experience, let's just say, I don't know if anyone heard that, but I just did kind of a fart noise.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Our first experiences were okay, but yeah, a lot better with S Plus.
I think I'm gonna
We
log off about 11 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. I got 1:52 a.m. my time. Probably You said 11, so it's probably 10:52 your time, give or take, plus or minus.
Approximately that, yeah.
Yeah, it's an approximation because my alarm clock, though it does have a battery backup, can get offset. And that's why I've got smartphones, which says the exact same time I just mentioned. So, although my alarm clock it's a minute ahead, actually. But yeah. That means I probably need a new battery in there and I need to reset the time. Which I do like every 6 months when I change the battery in the smoke detector for the
Right.
apartment. I change it and I also dust out my PCs. I got 3 PCs.
Wow.
All at differing tiers. One bedrock level.
Bedrock.
Other Stone Age. And then we've got one from 5 years ago, my Alienware Area 51 R3. And then, of course, this new monstrosity, which my new monstrosity is a mantis, praying mantis. My computer is a mantis, henceforth the green thing is going on. However, the unique thing is, and I should have probably returned it because way back when everything was going to hell in a handbasket and RTX cards were suddenly being scalped and overpriced and stuff like that. Right as all of that was happening or starting to happen, I had 2 options. Sit and wait for the possibility of the RTX 3080 version of what I've got to be available, which kept being delayed. Every time I'd be waiting, it'd get delayed more. However, the entire time this 3071 was always just sitting there.
Mhm.
And I just kind of said, what the heck? I'll go for this 3071. And there was this contest through VastGG and other Boom TV. Yeah, VastGG, Boom TV, and one other organization was interconnected with that. And I was like, I will try to win an RTX 3080 to put in this machine, and I'll have the 3070 as an emergency backup.
Mhm.
However, that contest completely, and I never got my 3080. And
Yeah, you won and you didn't get it. You could sue
yeah,
those
I
sons
won
of
it, but
bitches.
was never given it. And Artesian Builds, no offense, but it's also an organization that now technically doesn't exist
Yeah, they
anymore,
went bankrupt.
Yeah, they went completely bankrupt because they were interconnected with these contest things, and they couldn't deliver.
Well,
And I know
they
people,
on air they literally picked a winner, and then the CEO decided that the winner didn't have a big enough following, so they picked another winner.
are you kidding me?
No.
So that's exactly what happened with my RTX 3080 is because I didn't have a big enough following. Probably they chose someone else to give it to without any warning.
Yep, that's illegal, and that's people found out about it, and that's why they're no longer in business.
Thank God, because they were the main controlling party behind the VastGG because it was controlled by the payout from Artesian Builds, and Artesian Builds didn't pay me. But at least Boom TV stepped up and at least gave me $750.
Yeah,
Although at the time it was still half of the value of what was an RTX 3080,
right.
which was technically supposed to be
That was the
very
MSRP, not the real world value.
MSRP
Yeah.
price for the NVIDIA version, which is exactly what version it was that I would be getting. I would have gotten the default Founders Edition version of the 3080, essentially directly from NVIDIA.
Mhm.
Is what it should have been, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So at least on the upside, the machine that I have here, I got lucky with the silicon lottery on such a level that my RTX 3070 is pulling off capabilities of an RTX 3080, 100% guaranteed, and a teeny tiny niche of at least a 3090. Very teeny tiny niche, because the speeds of a 3090 is definitely goes much faster than what I got, but guaranteed a 3080. So I cannot complain about that. So I got my 3080 and a 3070 without realizing it, even though I tried to get an actual 30. So I still won, and I can be grateful for that.
Yeah, and you got it free $750, so
Yeah,
not that all
literally.
that bad.
Yeah, so
And you didn't get what
And,
you deserve. You didn't get what you won, but you got something for. You got a
I got
consolation prize at least.
yeah, I got the consolation prize. I got the value of what it was at the time.
For
And
MSRP,
it was
yeah.
at the bad time of it because it was right when everything was going to hell in a handbasket, and it literally went from being the 750 to being like 1500
Yeah.
for a 3070. And it was that way literally for the entire year. And it's only now that things are actually finally chilling out, and it's like at the time when I've already I've already extended myself beyond in attempts to try other means to acquire the same tier, but I technically never needed to because I got that tier without even.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna stay on after I log off, or
I'll probably log off and watch Netflix.
Okay. Well, in that case,
So
I don't
if
have
you're,
anyone to raid, so
yeah, if you're gonna log off, my enjoyment and fun would suddenly go to zero.
oh well.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, it's time for me to quit for the night. I'll see you later, Vaughn.
All right, you have a great night, and we shall catch you in the near future.
All right, thank you. You too. Thank you, Unhappy Nate, for the good night, the night Jack, and thank you for everybody who's hung out for the stream. Hope you had a good time. I certainly did. We will be back with more Ark at some point. Not tomorrow night. We're probably doing Satisfactory tomorrow night. And if I have time during the day, we're doing some more Metro Exodus. Good night. Pink Frosted Sparkle Donut Jack. Well, until next time, everybody, have a good night. Bye.